In Tuesday's emotionally tangled and drama-filled episode of The Young and the Restless, the story moved into a deep examination of obsession, heartbreak, and unresolved attraction as Kyle Abbott, Claire Newman, and Audra Charles became trapped in a painful emotional triangle that revealed just how little control Kyle has over his own desires, and how much pain his impulsive actions continue to cause. The episode opened with Kyle in Los Angeles, standing on the edge of emotional chaos. Having traveled across the country in a sudden, unplanned move, Kyle's motives were clearly mixed. He claimed to be there to support Claire and to give their relationship one more chance, but his restless eyes and shifting attention suggested that he hadn't truly let go of Audra Charles. It became painfully obvious that while Kyle wanted to repair what he had with Claire, he was still drawn to the storm that was Audra, the unpredictable, fiery woman who once thrilled and destroyed him at the same time. The dialogue between Kyle and Claire early in the episode perfectly captured their emotional distance. Claire, cautious but still hopeful, asked him if he had come to LA to start over, or if he simply couldn't stand being without control. Her voice trembled slightly, part frustration, part heartbreak. Kyle, trying to sound sincere, said that he was done chasing ghosts and only wanted to be there for her. But Claire's silence after that told the audience what she couldn't quite say aloud. She didn't believe him. She could still see the look in his eyes, that flicker of distraction that always came when Audra's name was even remotely mentioned. Kyle's impulsive trip to Los Angeles mirrored the kind of grand gestures once made by men like Victor Newman, the kind that were meant to prove love through action rather than words. But in Kyle's case, his decision felt less like confidence and more like desperation. He was chasing something he didn't even fully understand anymore. His relationship with Claire had been suffocated by his own inability to stay faithful, not necessarily in body but in emotion. Claire had forgiven him before, even tried to understand his flaws, but every time she let herself begin to trust him again, he found a way to sabotage it. Meanwhile, the other half of Kyle's turmoil, Audra Charles, lingered in his thoughts like an unfinished sentence. No matter how much he tried to deny it, Audra was the part of himself he could never escape. The ambition, the passion, the danger. She represented the side of him that craved excitement and validation, even at the cost of stability. During a quiet moment with Sienna Bacall, Kyle unintentionally revealed more than he meant to. When the conversation drifted toward Los Angeles nightlife and business circles, Audra's name came up. Kyle stiffened, trying to mask his reaction, but Sienna, sharp as ever, noticed immediately. She asked casually if Audra was still in town. Kyle's hesitation, that moment of pause before he answered, said everything. Sienna pressed further, asking him if Audra was the one who got away. Kyle's forced laugh and half-hearted denial only made it worse. He admitted that he and Audra had a complicated history, but that it was over. Still, he wanted to know if Sienna had seen her recently, a question that revealed exactly what he was trying to hide, that despite his declarations of devotion to Claire, he was still obsessed with Audra. It was less about love and more about compulsion, a need to understand why Audra had such a hold on him. Back at the hotel, Claire waited for Kyle's return, uneasy. She replayed their earlier conversation in her head and sensed that something wasn't right. Despite his promises, she knew him too well. She could tell when his mind drifted elsewhere, when he wasn't fully present. And even though she didn't have solid proof yet, her instincts were telling her that Audra still occupied too much of Kyle's thoughts. What made it worse was Holden Novak's quiet presence. Holden was with Claire in Los Angeles under the guise of friendship and emotional support. He was charming and kind, and his easy manner gave Claire the calm that Kyle never could. Yet even Holden wasn't entirely honest. Before leaving Genoa City, he had admitted developing feelings for Claire. Feelings that made this trip more complicated than either of them wanted to admit. Claire respected Holden, trusted him, and appreciated his support.